So Xbox decided to break the internet, and they're pretty much doing what I've recommended, even though I know they're not taking my recommendation, but this was always leaning this way. They've leaned into their third party publisher alt character so hard that the marketing is so bothersome. Even the PlayStation fans, I don't think, can believe their eyes in seeing how brazen Xbox is to pretty much say it the way it is. This is Xbox's domination, and Twitter is, in my opinion, very interesting in how it's respond to it. Now, before you come to the comment section, be sure to bring this document with you, the one that leaked from PlayStation Insomniac last year, where they talk about the industry shift, and what they admitted was simply the fact that Xbox could supply multi-game in a subscription capacity at 50%, console capacity at 50%, and PC at 60%. When all of this is said and done, I'm sure that anybody would agree, or anybody would at least concede, that there is no way that anybody can open their mouth and say after this that Xbox is dead. However, that's what you're going to keep seeing from Twitter and a lot of the responses. It's so funny, though, that this is, in my opinion, something that these folk want to now come and gather around and say Xbox is dead, when many of them have simply walked over the evidence right in front of them of PlayStation saying Microsoft building a mobile gaming store to compete with Apple and Google, and Activision providing them incredible strategic value across live service games, scale, and mobile, and a PC storefront. Let me zoom out so that you can see all this stuff, because I'm sure some of you are wondering, where is it? It's right here. When they also talked about how the impact to them is that it's a massive threat to PlayStation Plus, upwards of a $1.5 billion annual revenue gap for them to fill. And then they concluded that Sony's pillars are already dated and behind the competition. What is the competition doing? The competition is delivering games everywhere that they possibly can. PlayStation envies to be in this position. It's those who purposefully want to blind themselves, that don't want to dial into what has gone on. Not what's going on, what has gone on. And you ask me what has gone on? There's been a greater dominance that's basically been placed upon them. Look at this. Subscription. Microsoft's comprehensive ecosystem coupled with exclusivity creates greater dominance. You see it? This leaked from PlayStation's own coffers. I've cited this document so many times, and I always expect that there will be people who would deny the document or minimize the document or say, well, you're just talking nonsense. Like somebody said to me just a few hours ago, they said, keep feeding these Xbots what they want to hear. My dude, it seems like what I'm saying is something that you don't want to hear. For you to have actually come out to make that comment, I think there's a little bit of fire that's probably, maybe in a sense, torching your fanboy skin somewhere. Facts are not concerned about feelings. I can see where, ladies and gentlemen, and let's put it this way. I can see where, this particular entitlement that fellow PlayStation fans of mine have adopted is coming back to haunt you. This is the comment right here. They say, hey, look, keep telling this Xbox fanboys exactly what they want to hear. I'm not telling them anything. I'm only just reading out what PlayStation said. That's it. You see, my work is done. But, I got to make videos and compete in this algorithm. So, again, every time you make a comment like that, I got to highlight you and I got to do the exact same song and dance, which I'm not tired of. Routine is something that is actually embedded into the life of an educator. So, again, thank you very much for for indulging me in this particular capacity. It's so much fun. So let's look at this marketing campaign that has pretty much broken a lot of minds. Xbox decided that they were going to showcase their ecosystem across multiple devices. Some people have said this is cringe. I laugh at that and I say, well, you think it's cringe because, you are used to, everything that's been spoon-fed to you. You've not necessarily been, shown alternative measures in terms of market competition and so on and so forth. Let me get this thing all situated here and for you guys. At Xbox, we're building a future defined by player choice. Guys, this is what I've been saying they should do, man. I mean, I know, there are people who probably have this, well, they need to keep games exclusive, blah, blah, blah talk. That's all nonsense. Go look at Lego Horizon Adventures, even when it was multiplayer. Go look at its Steam DB, look at its reviews, and look at its sales, and then come back to this video, please. I know you're going to tell me it's a Lego game. It wasn't expected to sell much, right? All right, but go look at it first, though. We also believe that gaming should be easy to access and available for everyone. So whether you have an Xbox console, play on PC, smart TVs, handhelds, mobile phones, Amazon Fire Quest, Amazon TV, Meta Quest, where's the Tesla and the refrigerator? I've been talking about the refrigerator all this while on this particular channel, trying to ensure that Xbox dials into giving us that Xbox capability from these smart refrigerators, and they're over here disappointing me. That is the disappointment in all of this, by the way. If you ask me and say, is this disappointing to you? I'll say what is disappointing is the fact that we don't have a refrigerator, a smart refrigerator that can actually stream games in here. Because this is exactly what PlayStation is afraid of, right? So why are they holding back? Why not get the refrigerators in there? In fact, if you're probably reading this on an Xbox-enabled device, okay, that can be powered with the help of cloud gaming or the Xbox app for PC. Okay. Do you see that? In fact, you are probably, sorry, is what they were saying. They were probably reading from an Xbox-enabled device that can be powered on with the help of cloud or an Xbox app for PC. They ain't lying, though. They literally caught you, like, looking at their own ecosystem going, I can game right here on the spot. PlayStation is you see, the people who run things at PlayStation, they're smart. I just think they're a little disorganized for now and slightly misguided, but it's okay. They'll be able to bounce back and actually fight off, or at least stave off, the damage that's about to come into play. Oh, it's gonna be interesting, and I want to see it. I want PlayStation to compete, and that's the inspiration for our new. This is an Xbox campaign. This is an Xbox invites people to play with Xbox across multiple devices and screens. It showcases the evolution of Xbox as a platform that extends across devices with bold, iconic, fun visuals and lighthearted tone. Launching today, the campaign will come to life in a variety of ways. And then they put all this stuff and then they ended it with a Series S. This Series S, I think, was a dig at the PlayStation fans. I've also seen PlayStation fans throwing a PlayStation in there and saying this is an Xbox. Well, we can also do the same and throw the Series in there and say this is a PlayStation because y'all got 2 games that have shown up now. Actually, 3. One of them, y'all are still making it in the PlayStation side. The other one you sold back. The other 2 you sold back to the developers so that they could put it on Xbox. You're playing games, so we could do the same thing as well, too. Because Microsoft basically chained the company that it uses to publish on PlayStation as well, if we wanted to go about that. But I want to make a statement to what I think is the Xbox community, and I got to go real quick. I know many of you are vested into this whole console war thing. You've made a lot of noise, and you've fought and staved off PlayStation fans that have been on your case based on exclusivity. But it is not exclusivity that brought Microsoft here. It's the fact that they bought a set of non-exclusive heavy hitters that they have now reached this market position. Number 2, Sony recognizes the threat that Xbox is taking this stance. Sony is weakened with the exclusivity stance. And so that's why they were freaking out. If your goal is that somewhere, somehow, Xbox only supports the console, leave the ecosystem. If you think it's not sufficient enough for you, sell your Xbox today. That's fine. I'm not an Xbox guy, so I don't have any dog in this fight, right? I'm a PC player, and I played on PlayStation for the most part, and I want to see PlayStation wake up. So go sell your Xbox if it's not sufficient for you. Buy a PlayStation or buy a PC. Whichever one you want to do. Build a PC. It's your choice. But deep down inside of you that Xbox is going to kill it with this approach. Like it. And you saw it coming. Many people pretended. That was the funniest part. They pretended like we don't understand Xbox's messaging. It's so confusing. Well, they don't put it on a t-shirt for you now. Well, eat that understanding. Am I right? So this is the direction the market is going. Get in or get out. I'm not going to mince words anymore. I was just waiting for this approach to basically be splattered everywhere. Now that it's been splattered everywhere, some people are saying, well, this is what you always wanted. Well, it kind of aligned with something that I kind of wanted, but it was always going that way. And sure, I hate exclusivity at the end of the day, and I'm waiting for PlayStation to continue to eat bigger crows because they're eating some now. I just want them to keep eating bigger crows with that stance of exclusivity that they basically held, and I think they basically held, over the heads of a lot of gamers out there. But remember, that particular pillar, the pillar of first-party exclusivity, being eroded. The pillar of third-party exclusivity already eroded. Oh, yes. The pillar of using console as your main metrics already eroded, already dated and behind the competition. That's 3 pillars from PlayStation that I can identify and tell you that they've basically been destroyed by Xbox's own strategy, whereby they've gone ahead and looked at Google and they've looked at Apple and said, we're going to basically keep you in check from the market while leaving Sony to dance around. A lot of PlayStation players are going to wake up to the fact that they're not going to need to pay $70 for a lot of their games, and they're going to keep more money in their pockets. There's never been a person that's against money being in their pockets. I haven't seen many of those. Well, some people they act like it, but truly, if you actually gave them a choice, they would do so. So this is the direction that they're moving. With the games, they've already also removed the red line. They were blurring it at first, and they're like, forget it. Those who are on Twitter that think they're going to go hit their head on a wall because Xbox wants to make money that actually benefits them, by the way, on Game Pass. Well, go to PlayStation and go play Xbox games. You're still falling into our own category. Does this mean that Xbox is going to stop making consoles? I don't think so. I mean, why would they stop? 30 million? Somebody said a comment in my video. They said Stadia would have died to have 30 million users. They would have died to have it. So I think Xbox is in a solid position, but they have gone around the old school thinking and they've made it work. PlayStation now needs to do similar, maybe do the same, or maybe find ways to adapt. If not, they are going to be toast year after year. Just look at Xbox's closing of the year. Look at their opening of next year. Look at their mid-range of next year and possibly closing of next year. They repeat that process with multiple studios at hand, bringing games everywhere. It's over. They basically are becoming Steam. Do y'all remember I showed you guys, right? I showed you the Steam releases that are out here.